Good morning. Good morning. Got two microphones going. So your normal stream microphone's a little bit further away from me today. So if I sound different, that's why. Because I got to keep this one up here. So we're not live yet. Just working on show notes, show docs. Someone test out the podcast command, exclamation point podcast. I just wrote a new command if y'all want to use that for what I'm doing today. Yes, hat day. So usually when I go headphones, I tend to like hat. All right, that worked. Good. Thank you. So if anyone asks what's going on, if I'm not looking at chat, that's the command you can use. So I'm working on getting set up, putting in the ad reads. Let's see here. We got a mess on our hands. You should be wearing sunglasses. Why? Just to darken up the mood a little bit. This is one of my favorite hats I have. I like how it fits. And plus it's Daniel Johnston. Hi, how are you? It's my hi, how are you hat. You've seen me wear it before. All this black is not working with all the lighting in here. So we're just going to deal with that. I need a big recording neon sign. That's true. That would be fun. All right, I think I'm technically ready. I am mysterious. I have a hoodie in here, but I can't decide if I'm going to need it or not. Ordered a Model 4 earlier today as a Christmas present. Nice. Yeah, we have a lot of choices. It's like 90-something SKUs, if you will, options. I will say hey to Anna for y'all. She's not on yet, so I'll let y'all know. My desk is super cramped. I can't wait. Yeah, my wife swapped out the plant. She took the one that was fading and dropped this one in there. And I don't know what kind. Yes, I am wearing pants, shorts specifically. We're back in short season already here. When the highs are in the 60s, I'll wear shorts pretty much. So this is always the pre-show anxiety. This is episode 540, and I always get anxious before we start. Is there a way to listen to Twitch and the podcast at the same time? No, because we're not running this. Normally, if we're doing like today's show, like the Wednesday release show, we'll record it live. Or if Mike's recording, we'll record it live. I don't have all the back end stuff to actually turn on our live stream for you to hear it. So this is next week's episode. We're recording today. Yeah, Greg knows what's up. So when I'm starting to talk to Anna, y'all will not be able to hear her. You're not going to be able to hear the podcast. This is a one-sided podcast recording. Y'all talked me into this yesterday. This is y'all's fault. I apologize for the brightness. Lawrence Taylor threw up before every game. There might have been something else involved in that. Oh, I'll still get anxious. When I go, I'm fine. Like I'm a pregame anxious. Like I can talk in front of a crowd. It's just it's making sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, right? That everything is going to go off without a hitch is my jam. is my anxiety, not the actual doing the thing. So yeah, just so you know, it gets easier, but there's always still anxiousness. Because like my anxiousness is, hey, I want to do this right and do a good job, not hey, I have to talk in front of people or any of that stuff. From Relay FM, this is the Pit Addict. So you'll get to see what podcast face looks like today. Actually, let me see if I can hide. Let's see if I can hide y'all's chat. Yeah, nice. So I'll probably I'm gonna slide. So in this display, I can hide chat, and it's over here on this side screen, over there. So I won't be looking at chat while I'm doing the podcast. I'll have this face right here because my show notes I record on my laptop. So that's what all this other setup is. This stream displayed is completely different and not tied into my podcast recording setup. And when I'm done with the podcast, we'll chat here. We'll do a giveaway. We have another glyph away to do, so we'll do all that afterwards. I'll probably take a quick break when we're done, stretch my legs and stuff. I power pose before public speaking. Yeah. Oh, Anna's in the reading room. All right, I'm gonna let her in. Hello. All right, I think you're in, but you're muted. There you are. Hello. How are you? Good. So Twitch chat is listening to me talk to you. They can't hear you, so you can't say hi to them. So, she just flipped y'all off. Wow, that was rude, Anna. Just kidding. Just kidding. She's not on video, so. You don't. In your mind, I felt like you flipped all of us off. It was just for me. Okay. All right, so let's see. So the Zoom is good. I'm going to go ahead and let me find out if this is automatically recording, because that is key. So your inputs are to your microphone in Zoom, and then I'm going to get you to record your own audio somehow, QuickTime or whatever. We don't start that yet. I mean, you can bring it up, but I want to check the settings on that. So give me just a second. Get mine going. Let me verify. How do I tell if this Zoom is recording? I think it's set to auto record, but I'm trying to figure it out. Yep, go ahead. You sound good on my side. But yeah, just make sure the input is where you want it. Like, you sound good to me, just make sure whatever recording input is accepting whatever you need. There's the recording button. Good. I don't know why the Zoom recording button was not on my normal screen, so we're good. All right, I'm gonna talk to Twitch chat for the last time, and then I'm gonna hide them. So I'm recording a podcast today. Just hit !podcast. You'll see what I'm doing. Thank you, Becky. And I'm gonna hide chat now, so I'm not looking at y'all anymore, so I can focus on this recording. But y'all will see me having a one-sided conversation with myself over here, so it'll be fun. Y'all enjoy. Back when we're done. All right. Yeah. Anything we need to discuss beforehand? I added in. I have two sponsor reads. I have to do. That's. Yeah. I have inserted those. We'll move them around. You know the drill. Um, and then I will read all of Mike's entries here, which is going to be fun because I just made them up. So that's going to be a fun bit. We'll do. I did. I did. So all you have to do is look at the fountain pen one, and everyone will understand real quick that. So this will be fun. He'll be mad. I didn't tell him I'm doing this, so this is always great when I can antagonize him. Um. So yeah, I just want to catch up with you a little bit on the jump, and then we'll talk about the gift guide, what we're doing. We'll hit Andrew's question because I think that's kind of a good let's get things started kind of idea. Because honestly, it's pretty hard to do these gift guides. Like, so I kind of looked at it as more of a stuff I like this year. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll just chat. Yep, exactly. Like you can yell at me in person this time. All right. Yep, yep. Let's see. Where's my timing here? All right, let's go ahead and start our quick time. I'll do a three, two, one, click. You ready? Three, two, one. All right, you recording? All right, you ready to start? All right, let's do this. From Relay FM, this is the Pen Addict, episode 540. Today's show is brought to you by Pen Chalet and Trade. My name is Brad Dowdy, and I am joined today by not Mike Hurley, but someone much more well appointed. Anna Reinert, how are you doing? I'm good. Long time no podcast. I know, as the official third host of the podcast, it's been a while. I was actually hesitant to go look and see how long it's been because it's been quite some time. There is no doubt in my mind. Yeah, yeah, probably so. So, how have you been? You've been busy. We're all busy. We've all been, having, weird pandemic related times, weird travel times. So I haven't got to see you in person in a long time. How you been doing? Mm-hmm. No. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know you've been keeping me in the loop as it's been going. It's I'm out here, but I think I'm in here, and it is funny, knowing, even though say like Hallmark was is a big company in Kansas City, the family tree often in the other companies. I think it's hopefully been helpful to you in the long run. Yeah. Mhm. Oh, that's awesome. That's a trip. That's a trip. So, outside of your day job, we probably have some new listeners that, may just becoming familiar with you and the Well Appointed Desk. So, tell them a little bit about Well Appointed Desk, what you do in the stationary blogging realm. Woohoo! Mm, that's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, and usually traditionally we've done these gift guides and you've joined us several times, and Mike is also left-handed, so that's the one time where I'm very outnumbered as far as lefties goes. So yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yay. Shout out Bob. I know. Sorry about that. I'm sitting here. I can turn around in my desk and stare at it right here. It's. I always feel guilty when I bring it up, even though it's like technically exists. Right? It's. I know. Hmm. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's a good if you can drive it to a pin show and people can buy it their product, right? Like it's never gonna be like a huge thing despite being a huge physical product. It's awesome. Hmm. Oh yeah. Yep, exactly. So yeah, shipping. It's that time of year. Well, I mean, it's always shipping time of year, but that time of year where shipping is just woof. It's Yeah, it was multiple times this year the rates increased, and I finally just had to like raise some of my own rates. It's that's a whole podcast that we should do like a whole business behind the scenes podcast. People always enjoy that. We will do that. We will plan on that for next year. But this year, I think let's get into our gift guide. So we do something, every year we try to do this, either Mike and I or Mike, Anna, and I just, talk about fun things to give as gifts. Sometimes we have, different specific topics we focus on. Sometimes we focus on price brackets. Sometimes we focus on categories. This time, I thought, since it's been a while, I thought we would kind of focus this time, not a hard fast focus, but like on things we like what are some of our favorite stuff that we would be super happy to get, or that we use and would love to give to someone else. So that was kind of my overarching idea this year. So we'll go through a bunch of categories as we go down this gift guide list. But first off, I want to kick it off with a question from our friend Andrew. And I thought this was a good introductory question to kind of kick things off. So Andrew says, in previous years, I've shared the gift guide episode with my spouse so that she has a few ideas to get started as she thinks about Christmas. With that in mind, and in an attempt to make this as convenient as possible for her and other spouses or family members, could you please start the episode with some guidance for family members of Pen Addict listeners about how they might approach buying gifts for those of us who are deep down the rabbit hole? So first off, Andrew, you're very brave for sending a link to the Pen Addict podcast to someone who may not be interested in the Pen Addict podcast, but I also appreciate it. It's like, hey, I'm a super stationary nerd. If you listen to this, that Andrew has put his faith in us, Anna, to like give like good recommendations like to the family members, right? That's a lot of pressure here, right? We also apologize. So what did you think? You put in some notes here to kind of help anyone who may not be like, a 540 episode listener of the Pen Addict to shop for other Pen Addicts. So what do you think? Man, that is huge. Like, could you imagine sitting there for like you get an hour to get your partners or your friends just undivided attention and go full nerdery on them? That would be amazing. Yeah, super cool. Super cool. So that's great. So, na yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And like the biggest thing, like if you're buying for a pen person, you don't know what they want, don't buy them a pen. Like that's like the key. Like people the hardest thing to shop for me is to pick out a pen for me, right? But all the accessories, all the ephemera, like I'm all in on that. Like I can work with like anything, you want to send my way for that. But like picking out a pen for someone is very hard without knowing the specifics, unless you're like picking it out for yourself and sending them a link or putting it on a list or something like that. Yeah. Stock them up. Yep, exactly. Yeah, and you have a great idea, like, and I was talking about like the ephemera. You wrote down like a T-shirt from Pen Actor Relay FM. Like, what is an awesome random gift for me, even though like it might be hard for someone to find. Like, Ebbets Flannel has like done these remade Tombow logo T-shirts and hats. From when Tombow was sponsoring baseball teams back in like the '60s or '70s in Japan. It's like, yeah, like that is awesome. Like, it's impossible to buy me a pen, but you could buy me something like that all day long. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Tombow gets a bunch out there. Yep. 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 So let's get into these specific items, and I kind of set up some general categories, but we can just kind of talk through them as we go. And the first category I wanted to, which is probably one of the more popular categories, just standard pens, right? The non fountain pen category, right? That's a good gifting area for someone if just very little information about them or a lot of information about like the things they like, the type of work they do, or the type of student work that they do, things like that. And then I kind of mixed in like some personal ideas in here. Like, again, if I'm thinking about things I like, I went with the bullet journal Leuchtturm Dragfell pen. Do you know how to pronounce that? I know you reviewed one on the blog. Dragifel pen. So yeah, so they came out with this pen a couple years ago, and they did a long version of this pen, and now Leuchtturm has had a long time relationship with Bullet Journal, and now they've made a Bullet Journal specific pen in collaboration with the Bullet Journal team that is shorter. It's got some brass. Kind of the twist mechanism is brass, the nose cone is brass, the barrel is aluminum, and it's just this really sleek black matte pen. I'm actually using it for show notes today because I like it so much. It's just small and compact. It's about $30, I think. The interesting thing, which is something to explore like down the line, it uses a Parker compatible refill, and that you if you're just listening for the gift ideas, you can turn out to this level of nerdery. It's using a Parker style gel ink refill that's a point 0.5 millimeter. And we don't normally get point 0.5 millimeter gels. Moleskine used one a while back, so I'm wondering who they're using, if Schmidt's making these or whatever. But the point 0.5 gel Parker style refill is back if you're interested in this. So it's really good. I'm enjoying this pen. I've been enjoying it a lot. I love the style. So yeah, I think that would be a fun gift option for anyone who does even just a little bit of writing. It's a really, really neat pen. Yeah, it's definitely eye catching. Kind of like what you put on this list, which is one of my favorites. Yeah, yeah, those are really great. And these are both like at price points where it's a pretty good gifting price point, in that $20 to $30 range. You feel like a little bit better than getting like, a pack of like the Sharpie S Pen or something like that, but you're not like going just like crazy, crazy on like an expensive fountain pen. And it's safer, to be honest, right? Like, or like we know that people are going to really, really love these pens. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so what would Mike recommend? So, since he couldn't join us, I thought it would be fun for us to pick out Mike's really standard, obvious answers to all of the gift guides, and at least we can agitate him a little bit on this gift guide. So, what would you, if you could pick any standard pen that Mike would, what would you guess he would put down on the gift guide? The free square on the bingo card. It, is the Retro 51. So that's Mike's choice for standard pen gift. So Mike had no input on these, so we're gonna have a little bit of fun as we go through this episode. He has no idea that I'm doing this, so I'm going to enjoy this thoroughly. So thank you, Mike, for your input. Retro 51 is the favorite standard pen gift for Mike. All right, very. Hey, it's a good gift. It's a good gift pen. It has made many appearances on all these lists. All right, let's jump straight into fountain pens, which is kind of a big jump from standard pens. Like, this is a different level of thinking about what you're having to buy someone. And I'm glad you put this on the list. So what do you have? Yeah, it's great. And kind of like you were alluding to, I do forget about that, and I know it's just a really good pen, and I love pretty much everything that CDA makes, and they make really good gift items. So, what else did you have on there? Because I think we were kind of thinking along the same lines, which happens a lot on these gift guides. We are very simpatico. Yeah, yeah. So I went with kind of a couple of different price point options, and just from a gifting perspective, from a fountain pen, I think the Kaweco Sport, and then secondarily from a different price bracket, the Kaweco Steel Sport, are not just like two of my favorite pens, but they're two really great gift pens because they're a little bit different than your standard traditional fountain pen. Even like taking the Caran d'Ache 849, right? Just standard full size traditional looking, even though it's a cool style. These are fun and pocketable. The Kaweco Sport size is just kind of like the perfect gift pen because it's not standard in what you think about a fountain pen, but functionally it's as good as any fountain pen out there. I love them. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I just think they're awesome. In either model. So like the plastic, the classics, gosh, they have so many names for like the entry level ones. They're like between $25 and $30. The steel one, I think it's over 100. Yeah, Sky collect collection. Yeah, so I we'll just put in a link to a bunch of Kaweco stuff, but there's a huge range of them, and they're all really really good. I did throw in one kind of higher end fountain pen, just that I think is a really neat gift, and it's a very traditional style pen. It's the Edison Newark, which is the shape that Edison makes exclusive to Gold Spot. The Orion Nebula model from last year was like my pen of the year, and I don't normally do a pen of the year, but I was so impressed with this. I was like, this is my favorite pen last year, and they've continued on with this material and shape. They do some neat diamond cast type of stuff on here, and then just some traditional acrylic. So I think it's a really good shape. This is, the more advanced type of fountain pen user, someone who's really into these things. That's maybe a pen that they would appreciate. I feel like Mike went off the rails a little bit here, and I'm going to need you to tell everyone what Mike picked for this, because I'm not sure I will be able to get this out without dying. Wow. No, no. It doesn't come with a coffin or a sarcophagus or anything like that. It's just a very good entry level pen, very, basic display case. It doesn't look like a mummy or anything like that. So, yeah, that's a really interesting pick, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mike. Wow, that good call. Good call. Speaking of good calls, Anna, we got to talk about our good friends at Pen Chalet, where you can find a lot of these products that we're going to talk about today. So this episode of the Pen Addict is brought to you by Pen Chalet. They sell authentic, amazing rollerballs, fountain pens, ballpoints, mechanical pencils, and so much more. They have all of your favorite brands like Monteverde, Pelican, Lamy, Pilot, Namiki, Sailor, and Kaweco, and are, of course, an authorized dealer. They have very fast and reliable customer service. They run special discounts twice a month, including closeout specials every 2 weeks, and they're always adding new styles of pens every single month. As well as the brands I mentioned earlier, Pen Chalet sells limited edition pens and all the pen accessories you ever need, like pen carrying cases, pen holders, refills, fountain pen converters, and so much more. They have free shipping on orders over $75 in the US, and they ship internationally with very reasonable shipping rates. Pen Chalet has low prices on high quality pens and offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So go to penchalet.com and click the podcast link at the top of the website. Enter the password Pen Addict for this week's special offer. And to get the code, you need to save 10% on anything at Pen Chalet. So if we jump over to the Pen Chalet site, y'all are gonna have to go check this out. When you hear this episode, I know Ron has put a bunch of stuff behind this wonderful Pen Addict link in there. You use the code Addict10 in your cart to see all the awesome offers and a lot of great gift ideas, including inks, pens, fountain pens, ballpoints, and storage accessories. So, thank you so much to Pen Chalet for sponsoring Relay FM and the Pen Addict. All right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Pen Chalet is good at that. So yeah, checking out that link is always gets me in trouble. And I know our listeners really appreciate all the work that Ron puts into to give us all these awesome deals. All right, paper. Is paper the easiest gift to give or the toughest gift to give? I always have to think about this. What do you think, just in general, about giving paper as a gift? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think it's generally pretty easy. Probably it's not worth overthinking, right? Like paper gifts, I think they can be good. Just like we were talking about in the beginning, figure out go look at someone's, if you can sneak in and look at their notebook stash. If you get them more of the same thing, I promise you they will be happy, right? Like or something along the same line. So I went with I went with a wild range here. I went very expensive with the plotter. because I am completely enamored with mine all of a sudden. So it took me a while to get there, I will admit, on the plotter. I used an A5 for a while, until I found the one of the smaller sizes called the narrow. That one really fits my style. So that's kind of a big gift. You know, it can be very expensive. By the time you add in the cover and the inserts and the accessories, it's kind of like a build a bear type of notebook situation going on here. And you could spend, $200 easily on these sizes, even the smaller sizes. But I find the smaller sizes of these to be just really, really functional, more so than some of the larger sizes on that. I think one of the best gifts of the year, and something I'm going to try next year myself, is to do a 3 or 5 year diary. Right? That seems kind of like a perfect gift for a stationary fan. Hey, here's a diary you can use, for the next 3 years. So Midori, I put a link to them. They have 3, 5, and 10 year diaries. That's a crazy one, the 10 year one. But yeah, 3 or 5, and these are great functional objects, and stationary lovers will love filling this out. It's just like a few lines every day for however many years you want to do it. It's not as intimidating as it sounds. Hmm. Hmm. Exactly. Exactly, exactly. And you get to see all that all on the same page. If you're not familiar with these, you should look at the layout of them, because it is really a simple layout, and you get to see, like Anna saying, the year over year changes that you had. And I know a lot of, separate from that, people will just use it as their gratitude journal, because it's really like 3 to 5 lines a day, right? And, hey, I was thankful for this today. And, just do that every day, and you have something to go back and look on, for inspiration down the line. Last thing, I love postcards, and I want you to make more of your postcards that you send, in the Patreon members, that you send out. I use your postcards to write lyrics on and send them out to friends. And I found some this year, from my friend the Dormouse Desk when I was at the Orlando Pen Show. So I'm gonna put a link into the show notes for some ink chromatography postcards that I've been using. Yeah, so they're done with like inks that we're all familiar with, right? And their artwork is on the front side, and use the back side on a fountain pen friendly card to send out to friends. So yeah, it's just a cool little small gift, paper gift that I think is just really, really fun to use, throughout the year. Grab some postcards, send them off to a friend, and have some cool artwork on there like that. So yeah, so wide range of paper gifts. Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't caught the. I've been testing out the regalia paper myself, but I hadn't seen the planner option, and that's really cool. Like, again, like the plan. I think planners are good gifts. Like, it's, something to get the year off right. And I think that's very cool. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna check that out myself. I am all the way in on this. This is super cool. Yeah, I really, really like this. Mm, yeah. Yeah, I'm going through this now. There's a bunch of them. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm making my list. Exactly. Yeah. Anything that you can kind of like customize to make it yourself, or make it more personal to you, which is Travelers, even if it's just like the cover and the notebooks, it's still just like it gives you this little bit of freedom that I like that personal touch that products like Travelers and like I mentioned Plotter gives you. So yeah, I think that's an awesome idea. Yeah, exactly. How did they're legit cool. They're legit cool. All right, so Mike went way off the table here and chose this theme system journal for his paper gift. I mean, it is legit awesome journal. It's really smartly designed. I know it's kind of Mike's baby over there at cortexmerch.com. I've used it in the past. I really enjoyed using it when I do, but that is a legit great product. So I know, I know. Don't worry, you and I are going to get to do some shameless self promotion here later. So that was I had to. You notice I had to pause like really hard for that. All right, let's get into pencils. I one of my favorite gifting categories. You go first. You go first. I went first last time. Heck yeah. Yeah. I love those. They're definitely some of my favorite pencils. I like the two color pencils. Yeah, they're fantastic. I like to use them for sketching. No, literally one of my favorite products in the world, and I would have put this in here, and I'll explain why I didn't in a minute. But yeah, tell me about the color dictionary. Yeah. Yeah, seriously, my favorite color pencils. I keep them on my desk. I just have one dictionary. There's like they make them in all different sizes, right? So there's you can get like three different sets of 30 pencils, or you can get like the 36 pack. There's all kinds of different setups. So I just have one of the 30 packs, and they're so cool. Yeah, so like it was a lock for me to put the Tombow Erogetin color dictionary on my list until I got Musgrave marketed in my email. So they just came out with their 2022 holiday gift set, similar to like Anna was talking about, the heritage set with all the pencils. This has a few more accessories. It's got like a little pouch, a little notebook, some stickers, some of the Tennessee Red, which is one of their most popular products, maybe their single most popular product, at least in for super pencil nerds. And it's just like a pre-made set. It's $40. It's got lots of cool stationery stuff in there. So definitely check that out as a wonderful gift. If I was shopping for myself, I might have to go for the Pencil King. That was also in the same email that I got marketed to. It's a round purple pen with like a vintage font on there. It's just a really OG style classic pencil from like the 40s and 50s as far as style goes. Yeah, these are sweet. Yeah, yeah, again, I know. Again, this is the products we like, and I saw this and like I went like, oh, this is trouble. Like, and it's only $15 for a 12 pack, and it comes in that similar tube packaging. It's not. I mean, it doesn't have the pencil artwork on there, but it's got the beautiful purple and gold and white packaging on there. Yep. Yeah. Sorry about that. These are great. Like these. Yeah, these are great. Yeah, yeah. So Mike would like to go with the Rotring 600 for favorite pencil gift. I mean, it is the best mechanical drafting pencil. It's maybe the only pencil he's ever used in his entire life, which you can't go wrong with the Rotring 600. That's, if you have a student or someone who's into like the technical aspects of drawing or art, like the Rotring 600, you really can't go wrong with that. So. I don't think Mike has ever had anything different for pencil gifts, and you know what? He's not wrong in this case. Exactly, exactly. Oh, I might go down that path a little bit later. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So let's talk about ink real quick, which I think along the lines of fountain pen. I think ink's actually it could be maybe like paper. It could be like really hard to buy or really simple, like if you don't overthink it. So I thought a little bit for ink, since you're probably buying something for someone who knows what to do with a bottle of ink, right? So this is someone who's probably got some experience with fountain pens and things like that. I looked at a couple of brands that I really enjoy that have a wide color palette. So I'm not necessarily picking out like one specific color of a specific brand, but I think both Venta inks and Wearing Wool inks have been some of my favorite colors this year, right? They've done some interesting colors, some interesting ideas, some interesting packaging, just kind of a all around good quality, good writing inks. You can even, get some of the shimmer inks if you want, or some sheening inks, things like that. But I think it's just a unique inky gift. I like just picking something from Venta or Wearing Wool inks to have someone test out. I think they're beautiful, beautiful inks. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is like a perfect kind of gift setup for ink. Yeah, what do you get? Four different colors, all in like the same packaging. And if you're a fan of Colorverse, they do like really cool packaging, and they always do a great job. And then the inks on top of that are just spectacular. So yeah, this actually looks like a set of colors that I would enjoy. The four colors work really really well together. So yeah, I like that a lot. Nice, nice. So, Mike would like to choose for his ink gift Pilot Roshizuku Fuyugaki. Now, he has long been an Orange Ink fan, and he will tell you, he will correct me. He's yelling right now, listening, saying that no, Brad, I actually think that the Robert Oster Fire on Fire that you make is the best Orange Ink, but I will never let him live down the fact that he chose Fuyugaki over Iroshizuku Yuyaki way back in the day as the best orange ink. And even though his mind has changed, I still think that's probably his favorite ink gift because, the Iroshizuku ink bottles are cool. They're well priced. They're a good ink. And yeah, he is a long time Fuyugaki lover, and I will not let him live that down. Man, Mike, that was harsh. Wow. God, yeah, he wouldn't even do it. He wouldn't even do it to me. So, yep. All right, we have a few more lists to get to, but next up, let's talk about our good friends over at Trade Coffee. So this episode, heck yeah. So this is perfect for this episode of The Pen Addict, which is brought to you by Trade Coffee. The holidays are approaching, Anna, so it's time to start thinking about what you're going to gift your loved ones. And if you're looking for something to get even the hardest to shop for, look no further with a personalized coffee subscription from Trade Coffee. Trade Coffee is a subscription service. It makes it so simple for you to discover new coffees and make your best cup of coffee at home every day, which I do. Trade partners with the nation's top rated independent roasters to send you coffee that they know you'll love, fresh to your home and on your preferred schedule. Whether you already know what you like or are new to specialty coffee and need some help, Trade makes it easy and convenient to discover new coffees. So I was thinking about this morning as I was brewing my coffee. I forgot to write down so which coffee was actually being ground this morning. So I told Mike last week that I needed to start tracking these things. Well, Trade sends me an email every week, and that's what I need to start writing down. So this week I'm getting from Greater Goods in Austin, Texas, Anna. I'm getting their Kickstart roast, which features dark chocolate and brown sugar sweetness are front and center in this easy drinking coffee with a surprising and delightful note of rose throughout. I mean, come on, like that is my coffee. If that coffee's on the board, that's the one I'm choosing, and that's what Trade does for you. That's how perfect they are matching what I look for in a coffee every day, and want to drink every day. So Trade Coffee is a perfect gift for loved ones, which makes them perfect for this gift guide episode. They make it easy with their digital gifting options for last minute shoppers or their coffee and equipment bundles for something under the tree. Treat yourself or the coffee lover in your life with Trade Coffee. Right now, Trade is offering our listeners a total of $30 off a subscription and access to limited time holiday specials at drinktrade.com/penaddict. That's DRINKTRADE.com/penaddict for $30 off. Our thanks to Trade Coffee for their support of this show and all of Relay FM. All right. So let's talk about a few type of accessory type things. And this category I'm calling storage, which can mean pretty much anything. But I think we both took it as, hey, let's look at like our carry storage, our smaller storage. So what do you have for favorite storage gift? Yeah, 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 yeah. Like that cross clasp kind of thing. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. And it's only 14 bucks. Like this is like no brainer. Like this could be part of like other giveaway. I mean other giveaways, other gifts. You put them in the case and they're kind of all together to have like a stationary kit. Yeah, these are fantastic. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yep. 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 So I kind of did a little bit along your lines. I have a fancy pants leather product in Superior Labor. They are one of my favorite brands just in general. Just their design and their aesthetic and their style is completely right up my alley. I've used a couple of their cases. Well, I've used one case for a while. It's the wallet case, which doesn't look like it's still currently available, and then a different pouch bag um, that I currently use as well. So I there's all kinds of different choices from these small pouches to like individual like 3 pin cases or some larger pin rolls and wraps. So they're pretty expensive. Like this is like a big stationary gift for someone, but I just love the design. I love the look. They've held up well over time. So I'm a big fan of everything that Superior Labor does. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the Smand, which is like your Ray May clam pin case. This is like the one case that I think is like my favorite at Jet Pens, who has like literally all the cases. This is such a really basic looking case. It's like a little triangular shape, hard sided case, but the front end flips out so you can like stand things on the outside. And it's got like this. I have had the ones with the bunnies and given them away. Right now I have like the blue and green one on my desk. I've bought literally every one of these colors on the page because they're such good giveaway items. So I give a lot of these away, and I've definitely given away the bunnies and the cherry and the puppy. Right now I just have the standard blue and green. It's got some nice ink stains on it from using it so much, and like the interior pocket holds probably like 20 pens. Like I have a bunch of highlighter markers in there right now. And then like literally I'm staring at it, my phone's like resting up on the outside of the case right now. And then there's like 3 pens on the little tray outside of it. So yeah, love the Smand. It's a great case. And yeah, I will stand by the Smand forever. Mike made up for his past egregiousness with the Fuyugaki, and for storage, he went straight for the Notco Sinclair. Except knowing Mike, he just wants the old school Sinclair to exist forever. But you know what? The new Rickshaw Sinclair Model R, he's going to learn to love that one just as much because it's really really nice. Yep, he will. I haven't sent him one yet, so he doesn't have one yet to learn the ways of the Model R. But it's been fantastic. It's been great working with Rickshaw for this. So, Mike, I appreciate you making up for that Fuyugaki take with just going straight for the Notco Sinclair, which is now the Rickshaw Sinclair Model R. So he came correct a little bit there. But you have a sweet pink one, right? Ah, it looks so good. Mm. Yep. Yep. Yeah, Mark. Hmm. 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 Yep. All right, so keeping along the same lineup, let's go to accessories. So it could be storage or other things like that. And I have I picked two things. I'm calling one fair and one unfair because fair is the good made better Pinwell Traveler, and this is fair because it's available. My unfair product, which I'll get to in a minute, is not available, and I'm super mad about it. But let's talk about the Pinwell. So good made better, obviously a great maker in our community, makes all kinds of great things. I love the little traveler style. It's a smaller one, and Dan makes like a two-seater Pinwell Traveler, which I don't have yet. Which when I was looking for this, I knew I was going to put the Pinwell in here, and then I found the Pinwell Traveler Double. It's really cool. So you can have these kind of portable two spots, and there's even a triple, like if you want to get wild. But I kind of like the double aspect of these, so they're really fun, really portable, and just a kind of a neat, well made product that it's one of those products I use every day without knowing it, right? Like I'll just walk by and grab my pen that's in my Pinwell. I actually keep a different Pinwell on a different desk that has my Apple Pencil in it, and that's where I know what my Apple Pencil's always in there. So in the little Pinwell. So yeah, there you go. I love those products. Yeah, I love them. My unfair gift, I haven't found a way to buy it, Anna, and I need this. So this is the Traveler's Factory Victorinox Swiss Army knife collaboration. So they did. So Travelers makes all kinds of little small collaborations, and they made the little small Victorinox Swiss Army knife, like the little teeny pocket one, and they made them with some of their like logos and some of their little phrases that they use, and it's just great. And like I'm gonna have to figure out one way to get these. So this is a reminder for me to buy something for me on this gift guide list for me. So All right, yeah. I should probably just order like one of each, and that way, I can send them to other people or something like that. They're just really really great looking. I love those. So yeah, there you go. Ooh, yeah. I have not seen this, and this is rad. Like, there's like it's fun. There's like steel nibs and gold nibs. Like you can get like the different color nib. Like is the background of the holder. That's really cool. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Yeah. Right. Mm. Oh, they look so fun. Mm. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm loving the little fox here. Ooh, that's cool. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. All right, for Mike, sometimes he is prone to like steal other people's ideas, and sometimes feels guilty that he's not being very unique, and this is one of those times he's just gonna trail me and go with the Pinwell Traveler from Good Made Better as well. I know he's a big fan of Good Made Better's Pinwells, so he likes the Traveler as well. And seeing that he's not here and he is traveling right now, he could probably use one of these for himself. So yeah, Mike would like. Yeah, he would like to also pick the Good Made Better Pinwell Traveler, which is just an awesome accessory. All right, Anna, this has been a fun gift guide. But before we go, we're gonna do another topic called favorite stuff we make. So let's shout out ourselves, which both of us always say we could do a better job at promoting the stuff that we make and the fun stuff that we're involved in. So why don't you go first? Tell us what awesome stuff that you're making that people can check out for gifts this season. Nice, nice. Yeah, and everyone needs a coloring too. So like you should just, if you're listening to the show, that's a product you should own. Like it's the best. And if you're not putting them on a gift list for someone to buy you, you need to buy them for yourself. Just sneak them in your own stocking, or just buy them, throw them in your desk. No one needs to know. You need them. All right, so we just launched a bunch of new Spoke Pencil Model 4s, Brian and I at Spoke Pen, with several new grip styles. So we have brass grips and these large super groove titanium grips and some titanium knurled grips. So we have a fresh inventory of the Model 4 Spoke Pencil, which is one of my favorite products we make. I just love the size and the shape of the Spoke Pencil, and all these grips and grip materials are very, very cool. So you can check out all the different sizes and shapes over at spokedesign.com. Yeah, they came out really, really good. And then over at the Pen Addict shop, I have 3 pen collaborations out there right now. I have the Bennu 15th anniversary pen. So the Pen Addict will be 15 on November 29th. So I did a pen to celebrate with Bennu. It's very fun and sparkly and bright. And then I have the Opus 88 Halo, which is just a universally great pen. And then I have the big fancy Montegrappa Venetia Rio della Toletta, which just came back in stock this week. So there's another 20 or so of those available out there for those who love that Montegrappa style and the really, really cool materials. So that's the things I have going on. So yeah, fun stuff, fun stuff. And Mike, of course, you can find all of Mike's merchandise at Cortex Brand. So we'll have a link into the show notes. You can get your theme system journals, you can get your t-shirts, your sweatshirts, your hoodies, and definitely pay attention. There's some new products I might have sitting behind my desk coming up next year that I've been testing out. So you want to check out all the Cortex merch. So lots of fun stuff there. Anna, this was a joy. It's been way, way, way too long. Why don't you give a shout out, anywhere people can find you, anything you want to shout out before we wrap it up, and go spend some of our own money on this list of stuff we have for everyone today. Facts on that. Yeah, and you can find all of my stuff at penaddict.com, spokedesign.com, twitch.tv/penaddict. I'm on Twitter at Dowdyism, at least for now, and I'm on Instagram at penaddict. And yeah, this has been great. It's been too long. You and I have a feeling next year will bring us together in person a lot more, and we'll do a lot more podcasting as well. So until next time, say goodbye, Anna. Yay! All right, you can stop the quick time recording. That was super, super good. Oof. All right, so let's see if I can stop this without killing our Zoom. Yeah, I did it. All right, so if you want to save your file, and then send me a link to download it. No hurry. I mean, if you want to do it now, that's great, but this isn't published until next week, so. Yep, no hurry. I know. And I'm writing what I need to do after here. I need a show title and an intro. Yeah, I think so. Did we? I was gonna go look back. I was just gonna go with gift guide, but I don't. What did we do last year? I was gonna look. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. All right. So this is 540. I need to save my own file. Okay. Good deal. I know. They were broken. Most of my links are at the top, like on the header, but I don't know. I don't. Do I have them all? Podcast shop. I don't think like the Twitter and Instagram are on there, and I need to fix those. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. You're awesome. Are you working the rest of the day? Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Uh, yeah, actually today, yeah, I am working till late afternoon, and yeah, be off tomorrow, then back at it Friday. So yeah, regular stuff. Pretty regular week. Just gonna take it easy tomorrow. Nah, nah, for sure, for sure, sir. All right. Well, tell Bob I said hi. Tell the cats I said hi. All right. Good, good. Yep. No, no cat meowing or yelling this episode. So nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Well, this is gonna drop next Wednesday, so we were a little bit late getting this, but we're good to go. I appreciate you. All right. Talk talk to you later. Bye. Whew. All right, chat. We're back. Let me get settled here. Where are we? Is it five? Did I say 540? I think I did 540 twice. You know why? Because 540 didn't come out today. Shoot. Y'all are right. 541. Thank you. When I was looking at the podcast number, I went to the page, and since today hadn't published yet, this is what happens when Mike's not in charge. All right. Let's see here. So, oh, I need to take a break in just a second. But let me just new another follow. You saying 541 a few times? Yeah, I can. I only said it at the beginning. Did I say it at the end too? Y'all are aware, but well behaved. Good, good. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. I know that's a weird. I know that's a weird thing, but since I was sitting, I mean, like that's literally how I podcast, chat. I sit here. My laptop's right here. Once this Zoom file's saving, I'm gonna take a break real quick. Brad, are you hinting at a Panatic Ball Cap 2023? I'm always hinting at a Panatic Ball Cap because I would love to have one. It would be at the top of the list. Hats and hoodies. Hats and hoodies. I put the hoodie on. Yeah, I was getting cold. I was getting cold. You like seeing behind the scenes? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is, I mean, that was a podcast recording, chat. That is how we do it. All right, that's file saved. All right, let me take a quick break just to stretch my legs, refill my drink, go to the restroom, and then we'll come back and we'll hang out for a little bit. Okay? What time is it? 10 after 11. Yeah, we're in great shape. Great shape. All right, I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, hang tight. All right, we back. We back. All right. Sorry. It takes me a second to wind down from the show. Chat, I'll be honest with you. I almost forgot to include the Smand in the storage gift section. I had to go in and add that. That was a last minute ad for me. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, so let me get my files in the right place real quick. Bear with me. So I'm definitely a little scatterbrained right now. All right. Woo. Sweet hoodie. Thank you. I love this hoodie. It's a little big on me now, but it still works. Still just keeps me warm. That's all I need. Caught the tail of it, and that was really cool. Yeah, was it? Was it cool? It's got to be weird just hearing my side of the show. So it's not something we'll do very often, but once y'all talked me into it yesterday. I figured, like I said, I'm sitting here, might as well, right? All right. Yeah. All right. Everything else I will work on after this. My notes from the show. That will go. It was a bit odd. Yeah. It's definitely not normal. Great storage solution is the IKEA Alex. I think that's what Mike uses. I think that's the one Mike has. Like, I could use that. I don't know where I would put it. It could probably fit in here, but I want to redo my storage. It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. You're not the only one that's scatterbrained. Yeah, I got a lot to do today, Chad. We had a busy day today. So full day today. So anything y'all want to... Anything? I don't have any plans today. We'll do a giveaway here in a little bit. I don't have any stream topics to hit today, so if y'all have anything you need me to go through, let me know. And yeah, we'll go from there. Making fun of Mike was priceless. Yeah, I figured I had to do a little bit of that. Because so Mike, yeah, we're gonna do a glyph away. That's Glyph gave us some pins, to some fountain pens to give away. Hey Brad, thank you so much for the shout out. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I love those cards. Like, I don't know, I really wanted like a postcard on there, and that was an easy choice. Easy choice for sure. Easy choice. Actually, let's do the giveaway now since y'all been hanging out so long. Let's do it. I got 2 pins left. I'm not gonna get my side camera up, but I'll show you on the face camera. I got a couple Alex pin trays in the shallow drawers and boxes tucked out. Nice. Yeah, the Alex drawer looks really cool. All right. So, and then there were 2. I'm actually going to throw the box. Brad, did you see the new Eiffel Tower Lego set? Yes, I was going to send that to Mike. All right, we got 2 pins left, chat. One of these is going home with someone, and then we'll have one left. It's not much chaos anymore. Not much chaos. So let's do this. All right, exclamation point raffle to enter the giveaway. And you'll get to choose one of these 2 fountain pens from our friend Glyph. who has sent them our way from his friend L's collection, who is thinning the herd. And then there were two. Got to go, but I'll say my imaginary second half of this conversation was wild. Yeah, I'm interested to see if I don't think Michael listened to the edit, so he might not listen to the final version to know what we did. Ooh, this light really does not like when I wear dark stuff. Yeah, I need a new hoodie. This one's a little big on me now. But I was cold, and this is the only hoodie I have now. That's a zip up that I knew I could get on easily. So that's on my shopping list is a zip hoodie. Like I have a pullover hoodie, but I haven't bought a new zip hoodie. All right, so we're shipping this afternoon. Yeah, big hoodies, great for around the house. Exactly. Pen Addict pickleball rackets? Nah. I could put a sticker on it, though. So yeah, this afternoon I got shipping. I've got recycling. I got a recycling run. Since I've been getting so many products, we have a lot of boxes. So me and Tyler will be doing a recycling run this afternoon. I have a par for Pen Addict members to publish. This is the don't have a Nikaya drawing. Yes. So 2 pens left. So if you don't own a Nikaya, this is the drawing for you. Brad, do you have any knock pins left? I don't have any of the little buttons. I have some of the fishing vests. I need to bring some of that stuff in for giveaway because I'm not going to sell that. I'm past due on turning off the knock site. I need to turn it off. I'm running out of time to like disconnect everything before the end of the year. That's got to be on my schedule next week. Maybe I'll do a work stream where I unwind all the knock stuff. I'm sure that'll be thrilling for y'all. But like, if I'm gonna do it, I gotta do it. Like, I just have to like turn on, and the accounting needs to be clean before the end of the year. Write it down on the plotter. I've started a list there. Do you have the ones with the faces? Yes, I have like a bunch of those. So we'll bring some of that stuff in and do them for giveaways. And if anyone wants to buy some of that stuff just randomly, let me know. Did you ever do a shipping stream last week? I did not. So we'll probably do one next week. Next week's going to be another weird schedule. So this week, we're not streaming tomorrow. Yeah, right. Next week, one of the days, I'm probably going to meet up with Brian, Spoke Brian, for a handoff. We live about 3.5 hours apart, so we meet in the middle, grab lunch, discuss Spoke business, do a handoff. Next month is going to be, and then, yeah, so like, next month's schedule is super weird. So, yeah. I'm just thinking about next week. Okay. We definitely have streams next week. I just don't know which days. Between Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 a.m., we'll definitely do 2 of them. Raffle winner, yep. My hands are just cold, so they're in my pocket, so I haven't felt like clicking yet. All right, we're warm now. Let's pick a winner. Winner is Corgi Butt. Man, I'm out of Corgi Butt stickers. All right, Corgi Butt, are you here? Are you present? It's a busy time of the year. You're allowed to guess on the schedule. Yeah. Next month, December is going to be crazy schedule. Like, I'm going to write to members, like, what my schedule's going to be. All right, Corgi Butt, are you able to pick a pen from this image? So we have this one, which is the blue and white with silver trim. It's kind of like the different sections there. And then this one looks like a brown and black kind of acrylic maybe with a gold trim. So these are the last 2. So do you like the brown and black one or do you like the blue one? So just remember, you're picking for the next person too. So you get to pick yours. And first time win. Wow. Yes, you've been here a while too. That's great. So whatever you pick, the next winner also has theirs picked for them too. What's up, Bruce? Corky Butts. So are you able to choose which one you like? What was the giveaway? It was one of the remaining 2 fountain pens from our friend Glyph. So we're down to 2, and now we're going to be down to 1 once Corgi Butt decides. This is hard. I think I'll go with the blue-white one. Nice. All right, so we're going to put the last one up. And then we'll open this one up. I don't have my top-down camera in. I had too much going on my desk today. So I'll show you all on the webcam. All right, see you, Slumber in Studio. Have a great one. Thank you so much. Ooh. Oh, wow. This has... So the white and the acrylic is kind of marbled, which I didn't realize. That's pretty cool. I don't know if... I apologize. I don't have my good camera set up right now. But you can see the white is kind of marbled in there. This is not a good camera for picking up details. And then it has another 1.1 stub nib in there. So yeah, this is great. Very cool. Snap cap. Really nice. Post. Very cool. Yep. Number 6 nib for sure. Cool. All right. So this one goes to Corgi Butt. Magnetic, yep. You are welcome, Corgi Butt. So email me, hello@penaddict.com. This is a Monteverde. Email me, hello@penaddict.com. And with your shipping address. If you do it quick, I'll mail it today, probably. It might be this weekend, I say that. And this is why it's questionable sushi chat. The things you see on my desk. What were they thinking? So yeah, there was the OG Glyph post, which is great. So thank you so much, Glyph, and thanks to L. Definitely appreciate it. Pretty tired. I always get. I've told y'all this before. My wife always, if she's home after I've done podcasting, I just go sit in a chair for like a minute and like wind down. Did you draw a Corgi Butt on the questionable sushi sticky? I did not. We don't need Brad drawing butts on anyone's stickers. So what's the pen of the week? I don't know. Today I've been using the bullet journal pen, which I have to. Does anyone know how to pronounce these? Me and Anna had to try to pronounce these on the podcast today. The where's the word? Does anyone know how to pronounce those? When I do a review of it, I will probably I'll probably have to find a pronunciation for that to include. The bullet journal Leuchtturm pen is what we're going with. So it's aluminum and brass. It's really nice. 0.5 gel refill. I did the washi tape modification. Dragrafel. That's what I'd go with. Dragrafel. Do you cycle through pens daily or more on a weekly time scale? So that's a really good question. Fountain pens are on a longer time scale the more I get inked up, right? So I'm desperate to ink up new fountain pens because there's some I want to use, but I have some I need to use through first, right? Because I want to use up the inks. and I'm enjoying the pens that I have inked up. So for fountain pens, it's much slower than that. If I have like 10 pens inked up right now, right? Which I do. For standard pens, I just use them. I keep them spread out on my desk. So like I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 just like loose standard pens laying around. Alan with the 29 months of subbing. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, hang on one second, chat. Hold, please. All right. Sorry. Elizabeth's just back from ortho appointment, so we had to catch up. So yeah, so what I do with like the standard pens and pencils laying around is like this is when I'm just picking things up and writing or things I want to think about or ideas. Want to introduce us the pens on the desk. So like yeah, this is the stuff that's not in my pen cups. Like this is all the stuff in hand. So we have the bullet journal pen. We have the Uni Retro 51 because it has the purple Schmidt refill and it's also a sweet pen. We have the Spoke Model 4 with the titanium knurled grip, which is great. And then we have the TI Big Eye Design Slim bolt, which we messed with yesterday. So this is all of the kind of the loose stuff. We have the Pilot High-Tech C in the pin type B, and this is the titanium pin type B. So you'll notice like a lot of things I've written about recently, like I have to have things at hand to continue to write about them, right? So like I think about the things a lot. Things I'm going to review or have recently reviewed, I'm always able to think about them a lot. So I did hear back related to that. I did hear back from Karen Dash about needing products longer, and they said need longer loan times. Got it. So they understand where I'm coming from. And then the tactile turn trailhead, which I really dig. Shown design pen. This is the OG. And then this one doesn't even count. This is the 0.25 high-tech C that I could never get going. So I have it out here to try to get it going. So that's literally like the stuff laying on my desk. We don't count the pen cup stuff. Like there's pen cups and other stuff here. But like the spoke pen, like I carried this around and used this all day yesterday, right? So I use a lot of different products on the day. So yeah. And that doesn't even count any of the fountain pens. So yesterday I carried around that spoke pen and I carried out around the Nakaya Portable. That's what I was using in my plotter yesterday. Was the Nakaya Portable, the Kuro Tamanuri. So what I will do if I'm using fountain pens and say like I have 10 inked up right now, I will usually switch the fountain pen every day, but out of the same group of pens I currently have inked, if that makes sense, right? So like today, I would pick a different pen from the Nakaya is how I would choose the fountain pens. The standard pens and pencils, I'll just pick whatever I want. So I followed up last week again, and there's still no definitive answer. I think it's just going to be that's just how they are, which sucks. Like, I'm not happy about that. So we'll see. Air compressor. I have canned air. I did put it to a lighter the other day. I haven't messed around with it anymore. So yeah, like I have it sitting here because I haven't wanted to ink it up yet until I hear what's going to happen. But I need to ink it up because I'm going to review it, and then I'm going to be very me in the review, and like I'm going to tell you how great it is, and then how much that bothers me. And I know it's stupid, and like no one, like a lot of you don't care. Like that's cool too. Like I do care about that. Like that kind of thing really bothers me. So It's funny. So Mike was texting me the other day. He's got one that does and one that doesn't. It's like, whatever. Am I going to the Philly Pin Show? I don't know. I would love to, but I don't know. I haven't looked at Pin Show travel yet. Did you put an O-ring on it to see if that worked? I didn't. That should work. Can you take the nib out and reinsert it so that it lines up? No, we tried all that. It's my fault that the misalignment bothers me. Sorry. Mike M did a video where he showed how you can change the way it lines up by shifting the top of the pin only in the small nib, not in the large one. Only in the 060 model, not in the 250. The model I have, you can't change. He was texting me about it. So the model I have, you can't realign it. Yeah. So there's two different ones. So, but it's really not a big deal, but it's one of my like pet peeves. So in the big picture, it's not a big deal, but it's me. It's a me thing. I totally admit it's a me thing. It makes it hard to review because I have to like navel gaze. I have to navel gaze in the review, which I don't really love doing. So, in a negative way, right? I'll navel gaze positive stuff all day long, but when I'm whining about a barrel alignment, it's not at the top of my list to review. Because I know the pin's going to be good. I know I'm going to like the pin, just how it feels. Whatever, not a big deal. Except for me. Do you happen to have a Gravitas pocket pin around you can model for us? I don't. I've sent all mine off to the review crew. I don't have one handy. Yeah, I don't have one here. Is it a surprise for a stationary addict to be OCD? No. Yeah, I don't have one. I mean, there's a review up on the blog. I'd have to find it, but I don't physically have one here. They have passed through my hands. So the Perpanet Preppy is in hibernation? No, it lives here. The good thing about this pen is it just lives in the pin cup, and it always just writes because of the way these pilot the slip and seals in these things. So currently inked, and I'll just pick it up and start writing. It's that good of a pen. One of the best pens of all time. No cap. Also, shout out to the Virgil Abloh book in the back. I totally wanted to read it. It's really good. I love what it is, just a huge loss for, like the world. What an awesome individual. Really unique designer. So yeah, that's one of those inspiration books. I buy a lot of books for visual inspiration. And you just like, I don't necessarily do it like on purpose. I just pick them up and read them sometimes, and it's just like things that get implanted in your head, and maybe you can pull them out later. Like I was watching The Making of the House of the Dragon stuff on HBO yesterday, and all the designers, it was Pentel Sharp City. Like most of the set designers, when they were going into their rooms and showing them working, Pentel Sharp, like 09 Sharp, the mustard yellow one, and then saw the black one. It was cool seeing. It's like, hey, look at all you bunch of nerds using one of the greatest pencils ever. Pentel Sharps everywhere. So yeah, it was cool seeing. So yeah, like I use those books as just like visual inspiration for things. Even though I'm not designing a lot of things these days, it still helps, just like the mindset, like thinking about things, right? Thinking about construction and layout and visuals and all that stuff. So what would you have done if you saw a Spoke 4 in there? I would have started to find the email of the person. That would be a good staff to get some product in hand to, right? We have some designers that do use the Spoke 4, that have sent us some, like I've seen some Instagram stuff like of people who I wouldn't have expected. It's like, oh yeah, cool. So yeah, some fun stuff. That would be cool. So now you got me thinking, Wonder if I could get that in their hands one of these years. Does anyone know where I can find a copy of Fountain Pens of the World? Which one is that? Do you have a link to that? I'm wondering if I have it. I have like 3 of like the big fountain pen books, but I can't remember which ones they were. I think one was a Japan one that Matt Pen Habit gave me. Yeah, the big one, but I'm wondering what I have. Let me go look real quick while we're here. And since I'm not doing anything, y'all hang tight. Let me go run and look real quick. It's not in here. Hang on. I only have Japan. So these are big behemoth books. So you used to get these when you bought a pen from Andy Lambro. Rip. And my friend Matt, Pen Habit, ended up with 2 of them, so he gave me this one. So it's a crazy book. Also, like a really good reference book. I'll show y'all this one day when I get my camera out. But like, it's really cool. It's like all kinds of stuff. Like, look at these old vanishing points with, like, it's a really neat book. So we'll look at it one day. But yeah. So there's another one called Fountain Pens of the World. And I only have this one. But like, look at it. Like, it's enormous. I think like the regular price on them on the book was like $150 or something. But when you're buying a pen that's like $1,500 or something, $2,000, you get the book for free. Yeah, also available, Fountain Pens of the World, Fountain Pens United States and United Kingdom. So yeah, sorry, I don't have it. And you could buy the book separately. You didn't have to buy a pen to get a book. Yeah, it's wild. So I couldn't remember. I didn't think I had it, but I wanted to check. Yeah, like it's fun to like look at this. One of my favorite books, the design books, is I have this Carhartt book, which is like super, just shockingly good for like I use that a lot for reference when I was making Knox stuff. So yeah, I use that stuff for reference a lot. Yep. I did forget to spin the chair. I'm sorry. Sorry. Yep. All right, what else do I want to talk about? I'm kind of fading. Should go eat lunch and get to shipping. I got a lot of work to do today, Chad. Could you leave for a minute and spin the chair first? You know what? I'll just spin it for you anyway. Here you go. We'll stand right here. I'm not going to leave, but I'm going to spin the chair. Oh, we hit the desk. Rip. It's a bad spin. You got to spin it better than that. There you go. Is that better? Lydia, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. See, I could still read. We're not doing a shipping stream today because my son's going to be in there breaking down boxes. So kids are out of school this week. So Tyler is working today, and we have a bunch of boxes to break down. Shipping stream is not going to work today, Chad. Plus, I'm only going to be back there like an hour, and I'm going to be all over the place. I caught up on all the shipping Monday, so just whatever's come in the last 2 days, which shouldn't be too much. All right, Blogwalda, see ya. Have enjoy your vacation. Hey, thank you all so much. Am I wearing a Run the Jewels jacket? Yes, very much so. Tyler is not free labor. Tyler gets paid. Tyler only works because he gets paid. Trust me, it's a whole thing. Have you chatted about Ian's nib? No, we need to let's do that on Tuesday. I mean, we've chatted about it, like just in general, but we haven't broken down all the pictures and all the content that he's built since then. Red Kite, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. I'm seeing he's out here streaming. I'm curious about the price. I'm curious about the price of the nib, just like we were talking about yesterday. Yeah. I'll come work for you, Brad, if I can get paid in product. We can make that happen. Can you create a ringtone from your tape rips? No one wants to hear that. That is a terrible sound. We should do a poll on the nib price. Hey, thank you, Boss Baker Chris. It's a good community, even though I'm never there, which is the joke. I think it's gonna be the new Twitter, right? It's gonna be my new Twitter escape. Would love to do a holiday stream, Christmas music, hot cocoa, and writing. That's a really good idea. I'm gonna have some time to stream the week of Christmas and the week after. I am gonna be gone for a while in the middle of the month, though. We'll deal with that in the coming weeks. So let's go hang with Grey Web. I need to get Grey Web to plot me some Joy Division looking stuff. You live within driving distance, so it's a legit threat. If I ever do a big Kickstarter fulfillment, we should do a locals shipping party. Like if I ever have like a 500 to 1,000 packing situation going on, we should definitely do a packing party. All right, y'all have a fun Thanksgiving if you're in the U.S. and participate. So yeah, that would be fun. So yeah, y'all have a great day. No stream tomorrow. Obviously, we'll be chilling. I'll be hanging out online, avoiding family later in the day. As the day gets late, the more I want to hang out with y'all. But we're gonna have a good day tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. So just a few family over. We have a small family, so it's just gonna be us and then grandparents, like 8 of us total. So it's pretty chill here. Just how I like it. Keep it quiet. Keep it low key. All right. So y'all go say hey to Grey Web over there in France, plotting and scheming today, Chad. I don't know. It looks like he's doing a little bit of programming today. So I'm not sure if we're gonna get any artwork, but we always talk him into something. All right. Love y'all. Y'all be good. Bye. Oh, except I didn't hit the button, so now it has like a 10-second countdown. So now I'm gonna vamp until I get to say bye again. All right. Bye.